Chapter 4. Whisper. The night was suffocating with the darkness, with only the cold wind rustling through the trees and the distant, haunting groans of the monsters. I sat huddled in the crook of the tree, my back pressed against the rough bark, eyes scanning the ground below. Mum was just a few branches above me, holding Danny close to her chest. His small, fragile body had long since gone limp from exhaustion. His breathing was shallow and steady. At least we were safe for now. We'd been waiting in that tree for hours, too scared to climb down, too terrified to sleep. The creatures were out there somewhere. The smell of decay and rotting flesh floated on the wind. I could smell them. I knew they were close, lurking in the shadows, biding their time. And these weren't like the mindless ones Dad had tried to hold off. No, these were different, smarter, deadlier. I didn't know how, but I could sense their presence. They were hunting us. A sickening pull in the pit of my stomach that wouldn't let up had me on high alert. These new monsters were stalking us, waiting for us to make a mistake, waiting for us to falter. Mum shifted above me, adjusting Danny in her arms. She hadn't spoken much since we'd climbed into the tree. She had only whispered words of reassurance to Danny, although her voice trembled with every word. I wanted to tell her everything would be fine, that we'd make it through the night, but I couldn't bring myself to lie. Not after what I had seen. Not after everything we had endured. Seeing my dad get torn apart by those things. Nothing would ever be all right again. It wasn't supposed to be like this. We were supposed to be safe by now. The bunker Dad had talked about, the one we'd been fighting so hard to get to, was supposed to protect us. But we never made it, and now he was gone too. How on earth would we survive the night? A sudden noise broke in the silence, a faint rustling from the bushes below. I leaned forward, peering through the gaps in the branches. I couldn't see anything, but I knew something was out there, watching, waiting. My fingers dug into the bark of the tree as my pulse raced. "Mom," I whispered, my voice muted and faint. "Do you hear that?" She didn't respond right away. I could hear her breathing, uneven and shaky, and I knew she was just as scared as I was. Finally, she whispered back, "It's nothing, Alex. Just the wind." But I knew better. I knew what was out there. We all did. The wind didn't move like that. It didn't have that deliberate edge, like something or someone was creeping closer. The growls of the slower ones had long since faded, replaced by an eerie, unnerving silence. These other monsters, the ones that could think, that could plan, they were different. They could hunt, and right now I had a bad feeling that we were the prey. They were hunting us. Time dragged on, the darkness pressing in around us. I clutched the branch I was sitting on, every muscle in my body tense. My eyes darted across the landscape below, scanning for any movement, my ears strained for any sound, but all I could hear was the wind and the quiet rustle of leaves. Then I heard it, a voice. It was as soft as a whisper, but I heard it clear as day. My heart stopped, my blood running cold. The voice drifted up from the darkness below. So familiar, so horribly familiar. "Come to me." My stomach lurched as I realised who the voice belonged to. It was Dad. I whipped my head toward Mom, my throat tightening with fear. She had gone still, her face angled towards the direction of the voice. Her eyes were wide, glistening with tears, her mouth open in shock. I could see the disbelief etched onto her face, the desperate hope that had flared up inside her. The voice came again, this time a little louder, a little clearer. "It's me. Come to me." A cold wave of horror washed over me. It wasn't Dad. It couldn't be him. I had seen him die. I had watched those things, those flesh eaters, tear him apart, rip into his flesh like it was nothing. He was dead. There was no coming back from that. But the voice, it was so perfect, so exact, like he was standing right below us, calling out for her. Mum's breath hitched, her eyes darting to me, then back to the darkness below. Her grip on Danny tightened, and I could see the conflict in her eyes. She wanted to believe. She wanted it to be him. But I knew what was down there. Mom, no! My voice urgent, desperate. It's not him. You know it's not. Her lips quivered as she looked at me, her eyes filled with pain, but also with something else. Hope. Alex, it's him. It has to be. Her voice was soft, shaking, but there was a terrifying certainty behind it. A need to believe in something, anything that could save us from this nightmare. No, Mom, I pleaded, shaking my head. You know what happened. We both saw it. You know he's gone. It's not him, Mom, please. But she wasn't listening. The voice came again, sweeter this time, filled with a kind of warmth I hadn't heard since before the world fell apart.
Beth, it's okay. I'm here. Come to me.
I wanted to throw up. I got goosebumps as I realised what was happening. These things, they weren't just mindless beasts anymore. They had learnt. They had figured out how to use our grief, our desperation against us. They were mimicking my dad, using his voice, his words, to lure us down. And they were getting to her, to my mom. Danny stirred in her arms, his eyes fluttering open as he woke from his fitful sleep. Mum, he mumbled, his voice thick with confusion. Is Dad here? Her voice softened, a tear slipping down her cheek. Yes, sweetheart, she whispered, her voice breaking. He's here. No! I hissed, panic clawing at my chest. Mum, please don't. You can't believe this. It's a trick. They're not like the others. They're smart. They're setting a trap. But she wasn't listening anymore. She began her descent, balancing Danny in her arms with careful precision as she made her way down the tree. A wild cadence thrummed through my veins, terror taking hold of me as my eyes followed her climb down, my mind screaming for her to stop, to turn back. But she wouldn't. She couldn't. Alex, come on. Her voice trembled. It's Dad. We're going to be okay now. No. My voice cracked, breaking under the veil of my fear. I wanted to scream, to pull her back, but I was paralysed, trapped by the sheer horror of what was happening. I watched as she reached the ground, setting Danny down beside her. The darkness swallowed them both, but I could still hear them, the soft shuffle of their feet as they moved towards the voice. The voice called again, closer now.
Come to me.
My breath hitched in my throat as I leaned forward, desperate to see them. And then I heard something else, a faint growl, low and guttural, just beyond the tree line. My blood turned to ice. Mom! I screamed, finally breaking through the terror that had gripped me. But it was too late. The shadows shifted, and I saw them, the things that had been waiting for us, lurking in the darkness. They were faster, quieter than the ones before, their eyes glowing like cat's eyes in the gloom, their bodies haunched as they moved with terrifying precision. They had been waiting, setting the trap, drawing us out. One of them lunged and I heard my mother's penetrating scream. A blood-curdling sound that pierced the night air, echoing through the trees. I scrambled down the tree, not caring about the danger, not caring that I could be next. My heart was pounding so hard, I thought it might burst out of my chest. "Mom!" I screamed, my voice hoarse with desperation. But when I reached the ground, they were gone. All of them. My mother, Danny, and the creatures. Swallowed by the darkness. I stood there trembling, tears streaming down my face as the realization hit me. I was alone, completely and utterly alone. I called for them, my voice breaking with each scream. But there was no answer, only silence. That was the last time I saw them. That was the night I lost everything. And in the distance, just faint enough to send icicles through my spine, I heard my father's voice again, echoing through the trees.
Alex.